Hey everyone, and welcome to my much-awaited reveal of the sports crossover event. It's my jersey set that consists of taking an NHL team and using either a team from the same city or state as that team and crossing over the colors, and in some cases, and a lot of cases actually, the logos as inspiration for a completely original set of NHL jerseys. So there's 1 to 32, all 32 teams are included. Some teams I kind of stretched the meaning, meaning there's more than one team per some teams. Most of them are only one team, just due to the nature of some of the Canadian cities don't have a lot, or the cities that did have a lot of teams, they use similar colors, or it just wasn't worth using multiple teams. And in some cases, I did actually, in fact, use defunct teams, which you'll see when we get into it. So without further ado, let's hop straight away into the Anaheim Ducks. Now, Anaheim is one of my favorite looks just in the league. Normally, I do really like the black and orange, but seeing them in red and navy here using the Angels colors is very interesting. And now you might be thinking to yourself, well, the Angels of the Major League Baseball are based out of Los Angeles, not Anaheim. This is kind of one of those ones I took a little bit of a liberty with. Anaheim is like 20 minutes out of LA, so I decided to do that because I decided to use another team from the area for the Los Angeles Kings. You'll get to that in a little bit. So I really like this. The number kit from the Angels as well looks really cool. This is obviously taken inspiration directly from their own red jersey. The two white stripes around the elbow and the navy stripe are taken directly off the red jersey. The wordmark logo isn't quite exactly what the Angels actually wear on their jersey, but it's the Ducks wordmark logo that they used to wear on the jersey, just without the word Anaheim above it. I think it looks really good. I keep looking over here, sorry, just because my computer's over there, just so I can keep a visual reference of it while I'm talking to the camera. And my favorite little detail from Anaheim is on the alternates letter, instead of just a generic athletic A font, it is in fact the Angels logo, so it's really nice. I just got my mouse over here so I can move on. Next up is Arizona, obviously going by alphabetical order. Now this one was a lot of fun. This is the colors inspired by the Arizona Cardinals of the National Football League, and the logos and actual jersey design inspired by the Phoenix Suns of the NBA. Now I'm super happy with this one. I really love the way this one came out. So this is inspired by the Phoenix Suns The Valley jersey. It's the black one with that kind of really cool textured pattern going across the torso. I really love this one in the Arizona Cardinals colors, which aren't too dissimilar to the Coyotes colors. I just really wanted to use that instead of the purple. I really do like the purple that the Suns use. I could have only maybe used the Suns, but I wanted to include the Cardinals in there as well. Obviously, the shoulder patch is the direct Phoenix Suns logo, but obviously it says Arizona Coyotes in there, and then has a puck in the sun instead of the basketball. It's a really nice little change, and the script Coyotes fits the original jersey, the Valley, so well. Next up is the Boston Bruins in bright green. So this is obviously the Celtics-inspired colors and striping with a New England Patriots logo on the front. I've been calling this one Pat Beartriot because the main logo for the Patriots is called Pat Patriot. So I've been having a little bit of fun with this one. I actually really like that it looks like the bear is wearing the hat, which is what he's supposed to be. Obviously the cloverleaf logo that the Celtics sometimes wear on the shoulder, instead of saying Celtics, says Bruins. I really like this one overall. It's a very big change from the black and gold of the Bruins brand, but I think it's a very neat addition to any jersey set you could have. Next up is the Buffalo Sabres rocking the Buffalo Bills. Most teams in the NHL have a sister in the NFL. Not all, obviously. All the Canadian teams don't, but Buffalo is one of those ones that does. They have very similar logos, so instead of using Buffalo's logo on the front, I used the closest one that the Sabres have in their history, and that is the Buffalo Slug. I used the B Sabre logo on the shoulder patch. Very simple striping, copied from the Buffalo sleeves, or the Bills sleeves, just lowered to the elbow on the Sabres jersey here. Not too dissimilar from the Sabres at all. The only thing is I swapped really yellow for red, and it's just an overall nice jersey. It actually would just fit into Buffalo's repertoire, which is perfect for a series like this. Really nice, just paying respects to the Bills. Next up is Carolina, one that's a far deviation from their color scheme in total. It's a little odd, I will let you know. I will give you this. It's, in essence, the striping pattern is incredibly similar to their away jersey and their red reverse retro. To the point where it's like I just made a baby blue version, but that is the striping taken directly from the Carolina Panthers, who obviously this is mixed up with. The warning flag logo on the chest colored in that blue. It's just a really nice, different take on the Hurricanes. I recolored the logo on the shoulder. It's overall a really jarring change. I really like this one. Not too many hidden details there. Obviously, the C is on the other side just because of how big that logo is. But it's nothing too special, nothing too. But it's very, very different than what Carolina would normally wear. Next up is a fun one. As you can see on screen, there are two jerseys being shown. Technically, you can see the side of another one. So this is the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus, of course, is in Ohio. There are two NFL teams based out of Ohio. Both wear orange in some capacity. So that's where this comes from. It's obviously Bengals and Browns inspired from the NFL. Now, I love this one. The Bengals inspired striping is incredible, and I kept the actual Columbus Blue Jackets logo on the chest because if you know the Bengals, you know their logo is a B with the 3 claw marks. Well, I figured if that the Columbus Blue Jackets logo hides a C in there with that the Ohio State flag, it goes around in a C. So I felt that kind of mimicked the Bengals logo as best as it could without being weird on there. And you might notice on the shoulder patch that it's a hockey helmet, and then on the other one is a goalie helmet. Now that's where I got inspiration from for the Browns. The Browns logo is just a football helmet. There is an elf logo, but I don't think they ever use it in any official capacity. So the football helmet translated to a hockey helmet on forwards and defensemen's jerseys, and then goalies would get their own special shoulder patch. I thought was a little fun nod to the different helmets that the players wear. So I really like this one. It's really dumb, but it's a nice little hidden treat in there for sure. Next up is one of my favorite. I absolutely love what I did with the Calgary Flames. Obviously, this isn't too dissimilar to their color scheme. It's just missing yellow for the most part. Now, this is technically four teams combined into one. This is the Calgary Flames, the Calgary Stampeders of the Canadian Football League, and the Cavalry FC of the Canadian Premier League, which is a soccer association here in Canada. So I'll break it down. The black and red and white, the striping pattern, all inspired by the Stampeders, along with the silver horse. Now that horse logo you might recognize as Blasty, but it is not the Blasty that Calgary uses, or the Flames use. It's what the Wranglers, the new AHL team, what they use as their form of Blasty. Technically, it is still a Flames logo. It's just used by a different team in Calgary. So you could add a fourth team, being the Wranglers, to the back of the collar there. If you haven't noticed, all teams' logos are in the back of the collar, showing off all the teams present in this design. I really like this one. There is a hidden detail in the upper portion of the arm. It says CGY, the abbreviation for Calgary. That is taken actually directly from the Stampeders jersey, same with the striping. And then the Cavalry FC logo is placed on the shoulder. Slight differences is the soccer ball on the bottom of the logo is actually the Calgary Flames logo now, and instead of saying Cavalry, it says Calgary. I love this one, and the number font taken directly from the Stampeders as well is just an excellent choice, and I was glad I made it. Next up is Chicago. The Blackhawks, one of the most storied organizations in the NHL. I absolutely love this one. So obviously it is Bears colors and striping of the NFL, obviously, and the Chicago White Sox for the main logo on the chest. That being that kind of gothic font. Absolutely love this jersey here. I think the colors are really nice. The navy and that deep kind of coppery orange really complement each other really nice. And that White Sox inspired logo is really cool. Took forever to actually come up with it. I had to find a bunch of different gothic fonts and kind of rework them to work. I custom made some letters, and using them as inspiration. I absolutely love this one. It's a far departure from what Chicago normally does, but I'm super happy with it. Next up is the Colorado Avalanche rocking the Denver Broncos. This one was a lot of fun. This logo took me a lot of time to make, and I'm not super happy with it. I find it looks a little bit too much like a panda, so I want to add some maybe color blocking to it eventually. But looking at it now, I do really like it. It keeps the Broncos number font and the sideways horse logo. Obviously, this is more of a 3/4 for the dog. Their mascot, his name is escaping me. But it's their mascot, the rescue dog, on there. You can see that with the little barrel under his thing. I actually really like this one. Striping obviously inspired directly from the Broncos jersey. And of course a recolored version of the Avalanche logo on the shoulder patch, just to keep it a little busier up there. It did look a little empty without it. So I really like this one. It's a little different for sure, very out of Avalanche territory, but it's very fun. I had a lot of fun designing that logo. Next up is the Dallas Stars using the Cowboys colors and striping pattern. I absolutely love this. It is just a blue Dallas Stars jersey for the most part, and that's honestly all you can ask for. It's really nice. The two stripes taken from the sleeves of the football jersey, just brought down to the elbow for a hockey jersey. I kept a single stripe at the base of the jersey. It just looked a lot better than the two, in my opinion, just with this color blocking. Obviously, the navy and the lighter shade of blue match really well. They're very complementary. Very nice. I played around with having just the Dallas Cowboys logo on the front of the jersey, but decided against it in favor of the actual Dallas Stars jersey. Moving forward, we have the Detroit Red Wings in baby blue, the Detroit Lions blue, featuring the Detroit Tigers D logo on the front. Now this one, work with me here. The Red Wings logo on the shoulders, obviously it's mirrored so that the wheel is facing forward at all times. In blue is very odd, especially for a team called the Red Wings to have a bright blue jersey is a little jarring. But for this series, I think that's exactly what the city needed. You can even see in the striping pattern, which was taken from the Detroit Lions, the word Detroit, which is actually there on their they have some words and some letters in their actual sleeves, so I just carried that over. It just says Detroit this time around. The number font as well, taken from the Lions. Basically, just the logo was given by the Tigers. I gave this a pretty simple white cuff at the bottom, just to fill out the sleeves a little more. Super different. They would never do it. They would choose literally anything else. But I think it's a nice look. Next up is a CFL merge with the Oilers. This is the Edmonton Elks now. Sorry, I had to think about what their new name was. With the Oilers. Oilers in green and yellow is a little weird, I will say that. It is a nice look. I just went with a simple oil drop logo on the front because the Elks logo is just an elk. And I didn't know how to do that with the Oilers. I could have used the mascot like I did for the Avalanche, but I just decided the simple Oilers and the oil drop looked good with the simple 3-stripe and the color blocked shoulder. I really like this one. It is just a very simple hockey jersey. This could just be any other team's jersey, which is a little unfortunate, but the Elk don't really give you anything to work with too much. So I think for what it is, it's a really nice jersey. Next up is the Florida Panthers with Miami Marlins inspiration. So it's essentially just a blackout version with Miami Vice colors almost. So I really like the customized logo. If you know anything about the Marlins, it's literally an M with the Marlin circling around it. So I tried my best to copy that over with the Panther, and then everything else pretty much stays the same. Just has that same color blocking as the black Marlins jersey. I really liked this one. I wanted to keep it very simple for Florida, but very clean as well, and I think I achieved that. I've simplified the Panther head quite a bit, and the drop shadow on the numbers and that F are just really classic, really nice looking, very nice jersey for Florida. I am very pleased with it. Next up, like I said earlier with Anaheim, I did go a different way with the Kings. I went with the Lakers. Because they had that word mark that looks like the old Lakers logo. Very simple striping, just a purple and white stripe taken from the arm cuffs and the neck, the collar of the Lakers jersey in that bright yellow. I really like this one. The old school Kings crown on the shoulder, just to fill out the jersey a little bit more. It looked a little empty without it. Obviously, with that Lakers classic drop shadow font, I really like this one. It's very clean, a little empty in the torso. I maybe should have gone with just LA, and then maybe it could have filled out the chest a little bigger instead of Kings very narrowly across the torso, but otherwise very nice. Next up, the Minnesota Wild with the Minnesota Vikings of the NFL. I really love this one. I love purple. No matter what, I'm always going to love purple on a jersey, and the fact that the Wild looks this good in purple and yellow it just goes to show how good that logo is, that it can be changed to green and yellow, to purple and yellow, to green and red. It's just a fantastic logo that can be modified per the color of the series. Obviously, the striping inspired by the sleeves of the Minnesota Vikings. I even brought that down to the torso. In just looking at it now, I would maybe lower those two stripes on the torso just right to the bottom. So the white is touching the bottom of the cuff on the bottom of the jersey there, and the yellow's just above it, rather than having it sit up a bit. But I absolutely love this specific color scheme for the Wild. I've never been a fan of the green and red for any team. It looks too Christmassy in my opinion. So literally anything else to me looks better for the Wild. As much as I prefer green and yellow, purple and yellow is making a case just looking at it more and more. It's a beautiful jersey in my opinion. Next up is the first of 3 defunct teams I used. It's just the Montreal Canadiens rocking the Expos, which were a MLB team. I don't know where they moved to or if they just went defunct. The red and blue stripe are very inspired by their powder blue jersey, which ran a red and blue stripe down the jersey. I added the thin white stripe just to break it up a little bit. I couldn't find any jerseys that actually rocked that. It worked better in my opinion like that. Went with the powder blue, very similar to the reverse retro, this is what I thought they maybe should have gone. I think that's what I did, as I made what I wanted the reverse retro to look like, and this jersey actually sparked the entire sports crossover series. So if you enjoyed the series, you can thank the Montreal Canadiens, and you can thank the Expos as well. The reverse retro is what inspired this. I went on a tangent saying, oh, this is what I would prefer, and this is what I end up making. I really like it. Hopefully you do as well. Next up is a kind of hard one to actually... I spent like a good 10 minutes Googling and researching different teams in New Jersey, and nothing really hits the professional level. The New York Giants and Jets play their home games in New Jersey, but they're based out of New York. They are the New York Giants, the New York Jets. and the only other teams I could find were like college teams. So the only team I could actually use for the Devils was this team called the Patriots. They're a minor league baseball team based out of New Jersey, and their colors are very Rangers inspired, but their logo is what gave birth to that beautiful devil face logo, which I'd love to see in the black and red. I think that would look fantastic. So I kept just the same striping as the actual Devils jersey. I did change up the color blocking on the shoulder. Instead of keeping it a separate color like it is on the home jersey, it's a red jersey with black shoulders. I just rolled the blue up onto the shoulder, and I think it's a much cleaner jersey. I think the striping's a little too thick, but I think that actually adds to it. It's a very simple jersey. It's just a different color for the Devils. So moving on, we have the Nashville Predators, obviously inspired by the Tennessee Titans. This one is fantastic to me. I absolutely love this one. And in fact, it's actually a modified version of my Stadium Series design that I released on my Instagram. I never made a video on it, but I released what I would have wanted the Stadium Series jerseys to look like. And this is just a modified version of it. I have a custom guitar pick logo with the Titans logo flying out of it, which I thought was really neat. It's a modified version of that logo thrown into the under the shoulder. I did the old school logo on the chest, which I think my favorite Predators logo. It is modified to have a bright red eye, and color blocking is different. The center stripe is inspired by the shoulders of the Predators, having that kind of sword design. So I kept that two-tone silver going across the torso. With the classic Predators number font. I really like this one. It might have a case for being one of my favorite of the series. Next up is the New York Islanders rocking the Jets. Now, the New York teams have an interesting problem. The Giants have the same colors as the Rangers, it's just a darker blue. And the Mets wear pretty much the exact same colors as the Islanders. So I eliminated those teams from either use. So neither the Islanders nor the Rangers could use the Jets or the Giants or the Mets. Now I did have still quite a selection. I had the Jets, I had a couple NBA teams, but I decided to go with the Jets for the Islanders because it's as far away from blue and orange as I could get, green and white. Obviously with the Jets logo, it's a football shape, so I changed that to the shape of a hockey puck. You can actually see that hockey puck in the actual logo. I just blew that up and just turned it green like the football shape in the Jets logo. I used the exact same font from the New York Jets, wrote New York Islanders, and put the hockey puck right in there. Same blocking and everything as the actual Jets logo. The striping I borrowed from the actual Jets jersey is there on the shoulder, that kind of sharp point, because that's just all the Jets jerseys. It's green with the white going across the shoulder. So I decided to use that as inspiration for that. And I did a very New York Islanders thing and just put four white stripes on the elbows, and that is paying respects to their 4 Stanley Cups. I really like this jersey, actually. For an Islanders jersey, it's way out there, but it's very nice in my opinion. Next up is a Yankees-inspired Rangers jersey. Now, when I think of the MLB, I'm Canadian, so I first think of the Blue Jays, but then it's the Yankees. That NY logo is so iconic. It's beyond sports at this point. And of course, that navy pinstripe pattern. Now, if you recognize the striping pattern, that is because it is borrowed from the Rangers away jersey, which I thought, because the pinstripe alone looked a little weird, honestly a little pajama shirt, maybe prison uniform, but I think once those striping got thrown on there, just with the removal of red, it looks so good, so clean, so classic looking at the same time, albeit being completely original. I absolutely love this. I tried to replicate the Yankees logo with the NY logo from the Lady Liberty jersey. It just didn't look right. It was too blocky. It just didn't look right. I couldn't make it look right. So I thought, what better way to make this jersey look amazing than to slap the Yankees logo right on the chest? And it it hits the spot. It is perfect in my opinion. I absolutely love this jersey. Next up, my favorite team, the Ottawa Senators, rocking the Ottawa Red Blacks of the CFL. The plaid stripe is inspired by their mascot, Big Joe. He's a lumberjack. He wears a red plaid shirt, so I threw that in there. In the plaid pattern, you'll notice slight bits of gold. I thought that was a really nice touch. A lot of red plaid actually does include that, but it's specifically the Ottawa Senators gold. The main crest is a modified version of their 2008 2D logo, which they only ever used on promotional stuff. They never threw it on a jersey. Featuring the Red Blacks buzzsaw from their main logo on the outside. I thought that was a really nice touch. And on the shoulders is the Red Blacks logo, but instead of an R, it's an O for Ottawa. And the Red Blacks number font as well is actually included on this one. So I really like this one. It's a silly jersey with the plaid on it. I thought it was a fun little addition, and I'm super happy with it. For this series, all of Ottawa's teams wear red and black for the most part. I think the Ottawa Titans are the only team that don't wear red and black, but they wear red and navy. I'm almost certain. So I just decided to go with the Red Blacks with the buzzsaw as the main inspiration. So I really like this one. It's a little silly, but it's fun. The Philadelphia Flyers wearing Eagles colors is something that I think is a little blasphemous. The Flyers pretty much should only ever be in orange. But this kind of tealy green with the charcoal feather pattern, I'm not sure how well that's coming across on the video compression, but there is a feather pattern from just the start of the shoulder just to the elbow. Just because I wanted to pay respects to the helmets that the Eagles wear, and they have the big wings on the helmets. Maybe if I did a full uniform, I would have thrown those on the Flyers helmets just for fun. But yeah, I really like the colors that the Eagles wear, and having that feather pattern with the Eagles' actual number font and a white out logo is really interesting for the Flyers. I actually do really like it, but it's a little odd. I'll give you that if you agree with me. Next up is the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now this is another case of every team in the city uses black and yellow for the most part. So this is Pittsburgh Pirates, Penguins, and Steelers. Steelers is inspired by the striping. The really long yellow blocking with the white and yellow stripe is taken directly from the sleeves of the Steelers. The big P logo is inspired by, or actually just ripped completely from the Pirates. And so I added the yellow shoulder because it looked a little blank with just black up there. The Penguins logo stood out too much, so I threw on the yellow swatch of color on the shoulders, and I think it's really nice. It just fits for a Pittsburgh jersey. Honestly, it's a really nice, just clean Pittsburgh jersey. The numbers as well taken from the Pirates. Now, this is my favorite of the defunct teams, the Seattle Kraken, wearing the amazing Seattle Supersonics or Sonics, whatever you want to call them, NBA team. Obviously, that iconic big swatch of green that would say Sonics in the center obviously says Kraken. The shoulder patch there, you might notice, is a modified version of the final version of the Sonics logo. I absolutely love this. The original number font as well. I wanted to leave the sleeves white, but it looked like a practice jersey. It looked incomplete, so I borrowed that curve, put it on the elbow, and made it green at the bottom of the thing, because I imagine they would wear green pants and green gloves with this uniform. I absolutely love it. I kept the Kraken word font, obviously just curved it with that green swatch of color, and I really like the shoulder patch logo. I may in another video just do the custom logos I made for this series, because a lot of them do deserve their own little talk about. But instead of a basketball behind that big S, it is actually a hockey puck, which I thought, obviously they're a hockey team, it's a really fun little addition. Next up is one I'm actually not a fan of looking at. When I was loading up the jerseys in Photoshop to add them to the graphic you're looking at, I thought it was the Buffalo Sabres. I thought I just accidentally brought in a Buffalo Sabres jersey. So this is the Golden State Warriors and the 49ers. Striping is inspired by the 49ers sleeves. The three white stripes, obviously 3 yellow stripes because of the Golden State Warriors. And the logo is inspired by the Warriors. Instead of that bridge, it is the shark fin. I'm thinking maybe in the next time I would do this, I would use the 49ers colors as well, and just use that logo from the Warriors, so everything would be red and gold. I think would just be a lot better than the Buffalo Sabres look I came out with. Obviously, the 49ers logo up there on the shoulder says SJ instead of 49ers. Next up is the St. Louis Blues wearing Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals wear a red jersey, but their colors do feature a navy blue, and I thought a team called the Blues wearing red is a bit odd, so I did choose to go with the blue as the primary color. The Cardinal is sitting on a hockey stick. That's the major change from the logo, obviously, and it says Blues, not Cardinals. Striping inspired by the Blues heritage jersey. The only reason I did that was the Cardinals striping was just a simple white stripe, and I couldn't make that look any better than just a simple white stripe. It would look like the Detroit Red Wings in blue, right? You know how the Red Wings just have a simple white stripe on their red jersey? It would look like that. So I decided to change it up a little bit and go with the heritage jersey with the Cardinals logo on the front there. I think it's really nice. It is a lot different than anything the Cardinals or the Blues would wear, but it's pretty fun. I enjoy it quite a bit. Sorry about the quality change here. Actually, it's probably better, but I'm using my phone here just because my DSLR just died. I didn't realize the battery was that low. I probably should have been paying attention to it. But like I was saying, next up, Tampa Bay Lightning using the Buccaneers-inspired number font and logo. So this is just the Tampa Bay normal, the blue jerseys striping, obviously made red with black striping. It's not my favorite. This is kind of the same issue I was having with the Cardinals, like I was saying. Cardinal striping is very simple, so the Blues would have just ended up like this, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I went with something a little different for the Blues. I maybe should have done that for the Lightning as well, but I did just go with what you're seeing now. One major change I know I will be making in the future is instead of the skull with the lightning bolts behind it, on the main crest in the flag, I would just use the Lightning logo. It just in looking at it now, I just don't like it. That's the only thing I can think of that I would change. Obviously the ship on the shoulder, which is just moved up, and the number basically switch spots. Maybe honestly I would do that. Keep the ship on the sleeve. It's not a bad jersey. I kept the creamsicle. Well, it's the exact same numbers actually. From the Buccaneers. It's what they wear, so I like that idea there. Next up is the Toronto Maple Leafs wearing a Raptors-inspired jersey. Now I went with the Raptors because it is a little odd seeing the Leafs in blue, not in blue, sorry, because every other team in Toronto basically uses blue. The Argonauts wear blue, the Blue Jays wear blue. So the only team in Toronto I could think of that doesn't wear blue is the Raptors. So as soon as I made that decision, I knew exactly which jersey, and that's the one with the arrow there. Now, Maple Leafs was too long, and just Leafs was too short, so I did just go with Toronto. The same number font taken directly from the Raptors on the shoulders as well. I really like this one. I leave the sleeves white, but it looked too empty. It looked like there was nothing going on the sleeves. So to change that up, I did decide to go with just inversing that arrow from the chest. Now it looks like they're at the wrong angle looking at it now, but they are from the same exact angle. It's literally just taken and flipped. But aside from that, it's really nice. It is very jarring though to see Toronto in white and red instead of white and blue. The Vancouver Canucks, I decided to use the Grizzlies. I knew right away when I was doing this series that the Canucks would be wearing the Grizzlies, and the main reason for that is because I didn't care. I didn't care what other teams were in there. I wanted to use that Grizzlies teal, and that pattern that is Native American inspired. So I decided to rock that. The Orca in the black and the teal with the red accents is really, really nice to me. I love that. And then on top of that, the two black stripes with that pattern in there is very awesome. I knew right away I was using the Grizzlies. There was no competition. I didn't even look what other teams are in Vancouver or in the area of British Columbia. I didn't care. I knew right away what I was doing. And that was the Grizzlies, of course. Next up is the Vegas Golden Knights wearing the Las Vegas Raiders, the silver and black. A very simple striping pattern. The actual current Raiders jerseys are literally just a black t-shirt with a number here and a number on the front and back. So I decided to just do a very simple 2 silver stripes across the torso and across the elbows. That custom logo obviously says Knights instead of Raiders, and then has the Knights logo instead of the football player, and then the 2 cross swords from the shoulder patch, which you'll notice has been kept on the shoulder, just recolored to black and silver instead of gold. Very simple one here. The Raiders logo is pretty much another one of those ones that transcends sports no matter what. And it's black and silver, which in my opinion is the better combination. Black and gold look really good together, but black and silver to me are better. White and gold and then black and silver I think are my ideal color schemes. Next up is the Washington Capitals, another one using 2 teams, that's being the Wizards of the NBA and the Commanders of the NFL. I absolutely love the burgundy, and they call it gold, but it's yellow, that the Commanders use. I absolutely love it. It looks really good on this jersey. The Wizards logo has been modified. Instead of the basketball lines emanating from that star, it's just a hockey puck. It's a very big circle and then just the accent of a puck. So it's like if a puck was coming at you and it was slightly doing this, that's kind of the angle you're seeing. Obviously, the bottom of the logo, instead of saying Wizards, says Capitals. And the Commanders logo on the shoulder there. So that one was actually cool. Something I noticed randomly actually about the Commanders logo is it's nearly the same shape as the Wizards W. Like when you spell out Washington Wizards, they have their font logos. It's almost the exact same shape. There's a little deviation here and there, but they both have that kind of weird spiky tail at the start of the W, and it's weird that they do that. I believe the Capitals are the only team that don't. Now, I could have used a couple other teams. I could have used the Guardians, but I really like how this jersey turned out. And last, but certainly not least, in this set is, of course, the Washington... This is the second time I've recorded this part, and I made the exact same mistake. It's with the Winnipeg Jets wearing the Blue Bombers W and gold. It is fantastic. Super simple striping taken directly from the sleeves of the Blue Bombers. The W taken directly from their helmet. The gold and everything. It looks so good to me. The blue and the gold there. So I'm super happy with this one. It is a super clean, super classic look. I wish, honestly, the series was real because I would love to see this on the ice because I'm picturing a bright gold helmet and gold pants. I'm thinking blue gloves with a gold cuff. Think how the Ottawa Senators wear a full black glove, but they have that red cuff where the brand logo sits. I would think full blue with the gold cuff, I think would be perfect. Absolutely love this one. Like I said, it's certainly not least, but it is the last one. So that was the jersey sport crossover set. I absolutely love this set. It was fun to make. It took me a lot longer than I wanted it to, but as a first custom jersey set back, I really enjoy it. Something you may notice is the post-to-post logo throughout the video was at the bottom of the screen near the center. That's because I am going to be submitting these at some point to post-to-post, hopefully to end up on a Jersey Concept Friday. I'm super excited. He does have a set from me. I don't know if he's ever going to review them, but it's a full CHL redesign set, which I may make a video or a set of videos on myself. If you like the CHL, though, check out my Instagram. I broke them down on that as well, but I would like to do a video on them, I think. Next major series is going to be the Rival Series, which I did tease the last time before I took a break. So I will be getting a Rival Series out. They are all made, and all the graphics were pretty much made as well. So I'm super excited to be getting that video out to you as soon as I can. I do believe I want to get another series out. I'm going to do a Blackout Series. I've been planning on doing a Blackout Series for a long time. So I might get that out before Rivals, or I might film Rivals first and get the Blackout Series as the secondary one. I'm not sure yet. I still don't have a direct release schedule. But I do have that jersey unboxing or reveal to the channel. I unboxed it like 3 days ago. So that's coming out as well, or if not, it's already out. It'll be linked in the corner or whatever. But I had a lot of fun with this jersey set. I hope you guys did as well. If you'd like to, give me a ranking of them in the comments. You don't have to do all 32. Give me your top 5 or your top 10. Let me know the one you loved the most. I would love to hear which one you loved the most and which one you hated the most. And I'm hoping it's different from what I dislike the most or like the most. And I hope everyone has a little different one. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you feel so inclined to do that. And just thanks for watching and have a great day.